Once a month, Paula Pant, host of the Afford Anything podcast, answers voicemail questions the listeners send in. Here's one now.
Hi, Paula. My name is Kayla. I purchased a home and have been renting out several rooms to friends, and I'm wondering how I should report the rental income from the rooms in the home that I also live in. I'm not sure what the tax implications are and if I should be deducting any expenses. If you have any ideas on what the best way to do this is, I would really appreciate it. Thanks for the wonderful podcast. I appreciate your work. Thanks.
Kayla, great question. Actually, it's super easy. Here's exactly what you do, or here's exactly what I did, and worked really well for me. Number one, you run all of the income and expenses from your rental through some separate business entity. You can form an LLC, separate personal from business so that you've got separate accounting. And what that means is that you go to a bank, you open up a business bank account, all of the rental income gets deposited into that business bank account, and all of the expenses associated with the property get paid, associated with the rental aspect of the property, get paid from that business bank account. So you run it as though it's completely separate. You can use just a debit card that's tied to that business banking account, or you can get a business credit card, something with rewards or miles. That's totally I'm not going to chime in on the debit versus credit card debate, like whichever one you're comfortable with. Get one of those and just run all of your expenses through that. Then link all of that to bookkeeping software so that your bookkeeping software automatically reads everything that happens on your business credit or debit card and in your business bank account. So all of that is going to automatically flow through to your bookkeeping software. There's going to be a record of it. It's going to generate profit and loss statements, the whole shebang. So all of this is super automated, right? All you have to do is set up the business, set up the bank account, and open a debit or credit card. That's it. And then at the end of the year, or whenever tax season comes around, you hand all of this over to your accountant. All of that is going to get sussed out based on what proportion of the house you used versus what proportion of the house your tenants used, because that's what your roommates are. They're your tenants. So, for example, hypothetically, if your portion of the house is, let's say, if the property in general is 1,500 square feet and you've got 2 tenants, a total of 3 people living there, your accountant might decide that it would be fair to consider, say, 1,000 square feet of the house to be the income generating portion and another 500 to be your portion. That's just an example. It's just a hypothetical. The point that I'm trying to illustrate is that all of that's going to get divided up proportionately. And what that means is that goes for the expenses too. If you are paying to get your ordinary operating expenses in the course of running your rental business, because you also live in the property, proportionately, some of that will be a business expense and some of that will be a personal expense. But again, the most important thing that you need to do over the course of the year is record keeping, and all of that record keeping can be automated. You just set it all up in advance, the whole system runs itself, and then you give it to an accountant, and the accountant figures out exactly how to break it down proportionately so that it can get reported to the IRS in the right way, and that the parts of it that are deductible will be reported in the correct way. So anyway, TLDR, your job is just keeping really good records, and what that means is setting up the automations that will keep the good records for you so that you don't have to think about it. Thanks for asking that question, Kayla. I'm really excited for you.
Hey, did you enjoy this excerpt from the Afford Anything podcast? Then click to download our free ebook, Escape. You'll be taken to a page where you can enter your email for immediate access to everything you need to know about escaping the 9-to-5 grind to live life on your terms. And you can also subscribe with one simple click to get alerted when new videos are uploaded.